Hey everybody, back again and looking a little more put together today than normal. And today's video I wanted to talk about or discuss some rumblings that have been in the news cycle as of late, with Joe Biden in trouble over this Ukraine scandal, with Elizabeth Warren seemingly rising to the top of the primary season, which I did predict would happen 2-3 weeks ago. And with Trump in everyday murkier, uncertain impeachment waters with Ukraine, there are some people floating out there suggesting, talking that maybe it is time, maybe we're on the verge, maybe soon we'll get Hillary Clinton to go back into the presidential race. There's talk about it. Trump, even as I recorded about 3 hours ago, even went on Twitter and taunted Hillary into running again into the race as this kind of last minute dark horse candidate. Oh my goodness. Could it can anything be, is anything out of the realm of possibility these days? Could this happen? I mentioned, because I've been following the political stuff in my videos, every week I'll do a political video or two. But I think 2 weeks ago I had a video and I looked at the Vegas odds, and they actually had Hillary Clinton as like the fourth biggest favorite in the Democratic primaries. It was like Biden, Warren, Sanders, and I think like Clinton was above everybody else who was in the field already. Buttigieg, Castro, Kamala Harris, all of them. Clinton was even then in the top of the field. I haven't checked the Vegas odds lately. I'm sure that number has only gotten better. So are we on the verge of Hillary? Can't say 2.0. I can't say 3.0. 4? This is the fourth time. How many times has she run for president now? If she decides to do this. Oh my goodness. Is the country ready for this? Would we get a rematch? Would she even win the primary if she did? Is this a good idea? She's thinking about it. Election is never far from her mind. What spurred this on is there were, I believe, kind of a, I don't want to call it a flurry. I don't know if that constitutes a flurry, but she was doing a lot of press within this last week or two. I think she went on the Tonight Show with Jimmy Fallon or Stephen Colbert, sorry. I don't think she has a book coming out, but she's been out in the public a little more often than normal for her, and that's always, especially this being kind of election season, everything that she says and does is calculated. You have to wonder, if is there smoke? Is there fire? Well, is there even smoke in the first place? That's the question. Is this something that she's thinking about? Is she thinking about it? Sure. I think about a lot of things. I'm sure she's thinking about it. Is she going to do this? She's going to have to do it quickly because elections in the first couple states, Iowa and New Hampshire and stuff, are coming up soon. She's got the name recognition. She's got to have money. And the field is kind of so weak right now that she could probably come in as a dark horse, last-minute candidate and steal a lot of thunder from everybody else. What's interesting is, from what I've been reading, she was kind of mentoring Elizabeth Warren these last couple of weeks or months, and kind of putting Warren up is kind of like her, not, there's a word I can't think of. She's helping Warren out, kind of having Warren take over her role from before as a woman candidate, a progressive, a Democrat, an anti-Trump, and all that. Anyway, she has been mentoring Warren to kind of take her place in the Democratic Party, and this would be a total backstab, would it not, if she did decide to jump into the election and basically, hey, Elizabeth, here's some advice and here's what I would do and whatever, and then at the very last minute stab her in the back, enter the race, and instantly you know she is the front runner, and probably would she be the presidential nominee? Can't talk today. What a stab in the back. And if she's a Clinton, you cannot, this is what she does, this is what she will do. So it's not like it would be out of her character to do this. I don't know. It would be quite extraordinary. It would be, age, she's the same age as everybody else who's running, so that's not a factor. Is her health an issue? It wasn't in the last election, even though she was fainting, coughing, hacking, whatever. But with Bernie having a heart attack, which I made a video of last week, Sanders and his bloodshot eye, health is catching up to a lot of these older politicians, and Hillary's health is not great. It may not get reported a lot. She's not in good health, but it's not stopping anybody else in bad health from running. So maybe she does, right? Biden is gone. There's no way that, and a lot of people are kind of realizing this, the more this Ukraine scandal goes around, and it looks like it will be going on for a while now, Democrats basically have thrown Biden under the bus, and so he's sunk, and he's done. He doesn't maybe realize it yet, but that's going to come up. And you can't be hypocritically burying Trump over this and then just turning a blind eye to Biden, who's very much the catalyst and is involved in all of this. Although I heard rumors that Clinton is involved in this a little bit too. You got to remember that if you read the transcripts of Trump's call to the Ukraine, Biden was mentioned once, but before we even got to Biden, he was talking about Mueller, the Russia investigation, and one of Hillary's or DNC's servers. Someone in the Democratic Party had servers in the Ukraine, and I think that's what Trump was kind of asking them to look into. Biden was the afterthought of the conversation. It really was Trump trying to go and investigate the Mueller probe at the time of that phone call. And so Hillary is tied into that as well. So it will be dicey. Again, will she do it? Come on. She's a Clinton. It's Hillary. It's what she does. If she even thinks she has a small chance of doing this, if she thinks she's the favorite, if she thinks she can pull this off, an upset victory of her own, and this would be like the last chance, right? If a Democrat wins the election, they're the presidential nominee. The next election cycle, she's definitely too old. She's out at that point. Trump is probably more vulnerable and weak than he's been in a long time, with yet another massive investigation over his head, and no real clear favorite front runner in the primaries right now. It's kind of Biden-Warren, but if your choice is Warren or Hillary, who are the Democrats going to pick, right? This is the last part. You can't do this again. You can't go with Hillary again. Are you kidding me? How hypocritical. Oh my goodness. So, not everybody, but tons of people in the party and in the press and the news and talking heads and pundits, whatever, threw Hillary under the bus after this last election. She took a lot of heat, rightfully so, for kind of being arrogant, for kind of thinking she could coast to just kind of having every advantage possible in this election and losing it to Donald Trump. And people have come out, and she's a flawed candidate, terrible campaign, terrible president, just banging on Hillary, rightfully so, for how she ran the election. How can you be that type of person and now trot her out again from the American people, ignoring all the stuff you said, how she was a flawed candidate, and why would you put a flawed candidate back up again? Trump's already beaten her. If you put Hillary back, that just is going to, more than anything else, right, re-energize that base of Donald Trump, and those people are, hey, we beat her before, and we're going to beat her again. It would be such a disaster for the Democrats. I don't think Trump would feel. I don't think it's a big disaster for Trump, just because he's beat her once. So I mean, he's the president. He's the front. He's beat her once. What does he have to prove? But what a disaster for the country, right? If this woman, in her grand schemes of fame and power and ambition, is going to just keep the country stuck in the mud and take away from the is Warren able to beat Trump? I don't think so. Is Hillary going to be able to beat Trump? Again, I don't think so. Oh, but she beat her, or she beat him already. She got more votes. That's fine, okay? But it's not a popularity contest. It's an electoral college. Rules of the game. Trump beat her pretty handily, actually, in the electoral college. So you can take your moral victories, I guess, but legally it doesn't matter. She lost, and in the college she lost pretty badly to Trump. It was really not that close. So again, are you gonna do a rehash of all this again? All the same talking point, all the same digs, and it's just like, oh my gosh, deja vu. What a nightmare this would be for the country at whole. And like Trump or not, the Democrats, what they need to do is to put up an alternative, right? Someone different from who Trump is. If you want to win the presidency, that's what they need to do. That's what they're trying to find right now. I don't think rehashing Hillary Clinton 4.0 is going to be what the party and the country needs at this time now. If Trump wins election, so be it, but let the country decide, right? Give them that choice to stay on the current path with the current executive in office, or if the Democrats can do this, give the country an alternative and let them choose the best of those two options, right? Don't give them a repeat of a game we've all played before, right? And can the DNC stop her from doing this? She's going to do what she wants to do. Literally, if she was to jump into this race, it wouldn't be for the best, but yeah, she'd probably be the instant front runner. She gets to avoid all the grueling, primary season with the fundraising. I mean, she'll raise a lot of money overnight really, really fast. No doubt. Money won't be an option for her. But just the grueling campaign, the debate, she gets to skip all that. Think of like an NFL vet, right? They've played the game a long time. They know what they're capable of doing. They know the job. They know their role. So, preseason and training camp and mini camp, they hate that stuff, right? Because it's just, it all subtracts and takes away from, the better parts of their job. It's such a drag, right? Well, Hillary gets to avoid the drag in this. She gets to avoid mini camp. She gets to avoid the preseason. And she can just jump into the regular season and start playing the game, which she thinks she can still hang around and win. And she would probably have a really good chance of winning the primary. But winning the election, I don't know. And that's really not what the country needs right now. We want to move forward. We don't want to fight old battles. But for every reason, we had two Bushes in the office. We came close to having two Clintons. This country has a hard time, at least now, moving forward with new ideas and new leadership. We're just kind of stuck and mired in this vicious circle of repeating, old ideas and old leadership and old thoughts, and it's just, it is tiring. It is tiring. But hey, we'll see. Probably won't do it. But again, there's talk, and there's been people saying from the very beginning that don't discount Hillary Clinton. If she sees a chance, she's going to jump in when she sees opportunity. And if she is going to jump, this is the point to do it, right? With Biden being as weak as he is, and Warren as shaky and untested as she is, this is kind of the perfect storm for her reemergence on the political scene. Will she do it? I don't think so. I hope not. But again, with politics the way it is, and with her just being a Clinton, you cannot discount that possibility. It would be a disaster, but can you say you would be surprised? I won't. Anyway, that's it for today. I got stuff to do. You do too. I'll catch you later. May you live in uninteresting times. All right. Later. Bye.